when I was 14 years old, I will tell my young self to not do many things that I've done wrong. I mean, that I consider as wrong, but that kind of made me who I am today. So I can't deny the fact that, you know, I've done all the stuff, probably bad, worse stuff than people think. I stole many things. I broke people's car. I was a fighter. I was a kid that had some, I would say issues, but really I needed some to yell, to scream out something, you know, to express myself. Unfortunately, it wasn't the expression that I was very healthy at the time. But if I had to go back, I'd just tell, you know, just be more gentle with yourself, you know, because everybody is, you know, especially kids that have a tough growing up, I would say, you know, they always think that's their fault and they have to do something loud to be heard. So for me, was, you know, I would tell myself, like, just relax, you know, accept who you are, you know, and go with it and be confident. My name is Daniel Locicero. I'm a stuntman, fight choreographer. I'm a trainer for actors, athletes. It's controversial to what I don't like is because you don't know what you're gonna have too. So it could be exciting as well. You don't know what you're gonna get. You never do the same thing, and you can leave. In France, I had the opportunity last year to leave to go to France, working with Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible, the last one, for 2 months. So I was like, I'm in France, my native country, so this is fantastic. Free trip over there, and I get paid for it and get to work with the biggest people. Limitation is not knowing what tomorrow is gonna be. Or what the next week's gonna be. And also, sometimes you're on hold for a big job. And first time I got into stunts, I was always pumped up because you're on hold and you know, oh, it's like, oh, I'm gonna work for that movie, it's gonna be fantastic. And then I say, I'm sorry, things have been moved, changed. We changed the director and he decided to change the whole cast, so you don't get the job anymore. It looks like anything but a regular job. It's not a 8 to 5 job. It's more like you get up, you're on a train. If you have nothing to do, usually a production, when they need you, they'll call you. They'll give you like a couple days in advance. Sometimes it's the next day. You don't know. So really, it gives you a lot of gaps in your schedule that, you know, you have to be flexible all the time. So let's say you have a bunch of training you have to do and you have a job coming up and you gotta go back to your client and say, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to move you because work is coming. So they know it's like, okay, a big movie is coming up, sorry, I have to move you. So really it's nice and it's not nice because, you know, I mean, I'm still working, I'm still producing incomes with my trainings, but it's nothing compared to what I do when I do stunts and all that. So we have to be diligent with our finances because the job could be fantastic, it could go really high, and then you could have nothing for like a month or two, you know, as far as stunt work. If you train for combat, then you won't punch the actor on the face because you'll know how to control it, you know the angles, each punches, you'll know the how to throw a punch according to where the camera is. So let's say the camera is here, person is here, his face is here. If I throw a punch here and I stop here, the camera sees the gap. But if I punch through it and then there is the actors reacting as I punch through, then that's where it's like, wow, this guy is great. He always hit it off. You know, we don't have to do many takes, you know. So it's all about training according to what they want you to do. Well, I grew up in south of France and I was passionate about martial arts. When I was a kid, I started with judo, and I love judo, and I was pretty efficient at it. And so I decided to just keep on going and do savate, which is a French boxing, and it involved punches and kicking. So it's pretty much like a Western boxing with kicks. And then I did Western boxing as well, karate, and I did some kickboxing. Then I moved on to America, and when I was at Bruce Lee's grave, I met this gentleman who was Taki Kimura, who is Bruce Lee's best friend, and he took me to his school where we could actually, I became an instructor over there. And in his school, I met someone who was a stunt coordinator, a stuntman, who took me under his wing and gave me my first job. It was an industrial movie for Microsoft. So I was like, hey, why not? I'll come and play along. And arrived in that Microsoft, and I see Bill Gates just out there. I was like, what's going on? Bill Gates, how you doing? What happened? Oh, you're gonna run after me? Really? Bill Gates is gonna run after me? Usually, yeah, people run after Bill Gates, but they asked me to. So anyway, so after that gig, I was like, oh man, just give me a call anytime you have a gig. I really loved it. I enjoyed the adrenaline doing it, and anytime. And I started to do more, being in movies. A bigger movie in 2007 that I started is called Battle in Seattle, and I got to work with Charlize Theron, Ray Liotta, Michelle Rodriguez, all of those. I was like, oh my gosh! And I remember that was funny because I had a scene in it, which I was a security guard, and a couple actors come to me. And I'm pushing them, big actors, and I'm like, wow, and I say something to them. So I was like, my gosh. So I call all my family and friends. It's like, hey, look at that movie. I'll be in it. I'll say some stuff to actors. So I was like, oh, everybody was pumped up. Movie arrives, and I didn't know that in the movie they cut off scenes, right? Chop off scenes to make them. And they chop off my scene with probably 100 other scenes, but I couldn't see myself in it. And everybody calls me. It's like, yeah, you're a liar. I didn't see the movie. I was like, oh no, they cut my scene off. And I had all those pictures to show and all of them. But it was like I started to understand the movies, how it works. And from there, I was like, okay, I need to do that all the time, because at the time I had a gym. I owned a gym. I did some construction. I did a little bit of everything, but I wanted more to focus on everything that is stunts and fights and all that. That was really my passion, and so I decided to move to LA to just do that. If you want to become a stuntman, and it depends, you have to decide, you have to envision what you want to do. You have to envision, I want to do stunts in car racing, then you're gonna learn how to maneuver the car. If you want to do some high falling, then you're gonna learn how to, you're just gonna jump from a smaller height to a bigger height, But you're gonna get your knowledge out there. You're gonna get knowledgeable about what you want to do, because you don't want to get injured again, Because this is your work, as a stuntman, my body is my work. If I injured it, I don't make money. I don't make a living. I don't do what I love. So I have to be careful. I have to train well, stretch well. And if there is a stunt that they ask me that I don't know, but I have a little time to work on, then I will work it on, because I want to do it properly just for the camera, but especially I don't want to injure myself.